All right. Episode 3 of season 2, Echoes of the Past. This is the King episode, and I'm just gonna come out right out and say it. This was one of my favorites of not just season 2, but of the entire series. Brock, I'm gonna throw it to you. Things you noticed, things you liked about this episode.
Lilith and Hootie might be my favorite duo on the show.
Oh, they are the best.
Yep.
And also, I wasn't expecting to ever do this, but they made it adequately as gross as I thought they were going to, and Hootie dislodges himself from the house.
Oh,
It's just
Yeah.
like, what? How is that gonna? They're showing organs in that door. That's a okay. That's oh boy. Also about Hootie, we were discussing ages earlier. When was this show made?
This premiered in 2020, but this show was conceived back in like 2016.
Still, the fact that to this day you can't have something being desecrated or have graffiti on it without having those stupid fucking S's drawn on it.
Mm-hmm.
That will be a part of life for eternity.
yes.
That just,
Yes. Always.
God.
Always.
It's like cockroaches. It just won't go away. It just... Good Lord.
So much of what I love about this show is, well, the two characters that Alex Hirsch plays, King and Hootie.
My
Sal, how
favorite
did you
line-
feel rewatching this
Favorite
episode?
line from Hootie will be special delivery. Pain.
Yeah.
Pain. Dude, they know what they're doing.
Oh god. This going back to this episode, knowing like what happens after.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's so much I want to say, but I can't because we're not there yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, ah.
But what I can say is King is awesome.
We love him. Baby King.
And it is really cool seeing the place where he came from.
Yes.
A place that they didn't know existed.
Yeah. A place that's kind of protected by
map.
magic.
Yep.
That is essentially their version of Skull Island.
Yeah, actually.
Magical storm surrounding it, and no one can find it.
Love King.
Yeah, just what's great about this episode is just how the specific relationships, like, you know, King and Ida, King and Luce, and then again just Lilith and Hootie being the best.
I would always defend you. This is fake. This is fake, Hootie. Oh, I'm going to the graveyard.
To die, you're
I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, I don't know why. When I was seeing Lilith draw her glyph, I'm like, why does it look like Lilith is drawing that in the blood of some creature for some extra special reason?
Look, the best part is with the paint.
Watching the paint dry. This is your third cup of coffee. And she has to spruce herself up to look good for Hootie.
You always know what to do. Always give coffee. Always give coffee. Ah,
Then I have to ask, does Star Trek exist in their universe?
Yes,
'Cause
but
I'd
also
love-
no.
Because I'd love
Yes,
to know where
but no.
Jean-Luc got pulled from. Because I only know one other Jean-Luc in my entirety of pop culture.
Fair.
yeah, it's like yes, but absolutely no.
I was waiting for it to be like, it's stupid that Jean-Luc didn't move after the time of getting here. It was quite a trek to get him back here.
Oh,
The Star Trek references will come later.
Ah,
yeah.
That's the
Well,
most I can say about it. There's a bit more late down the road,
got it.
but
what I can say is the timing of our recording of this episode, this being the night before Father's Day, is just a coincidence because we learn something about where King comes from and who he heard the day he was born and fell from the tower.
Heard his paw.
so I guess this episode would be a good time to ask your predictions, Brock. Who
I
do
don't
you
know.
think is the dad of King? Who is King's dad?
I'm going to guess it's something roughly to what he actually thought he was, because they have no record of it, that island even existing, so they don't even know if something like that existed. I don't know if it'll quite be the king of all monsters or whatever, or all demons, but it'll be some sort of king that will come in later. I know of a split set. Oh boy, I don't even know if Mike will get this. I know that there's an exact moment that happens later that I caught a 2-second clip of because of TikTok. That is an exact, I would assume in the situation where it goes, it is a situation between two brothers in the cartoon Mighty Ducks. If anyone understands that reference, I'm quite proud of you. I want to say it happens in episode like 2, but I don't know if it involves finding out anything about King's dad, but I think it is involved in the situation where everyone said an incredibly sad situation happened around the same time. An incredibly sad situation happened in RWBY. So I don't know where to take all that, but I'm just going to say that I'm spoiled on a situation that I don't know what happens, and it involves King.
Okay. We'll put
And
it
I'm leaving it as vague as humanly possible.
all right. That's a good pinpoint for later.
Because one thing popped into my head only because when we were recording RWBY Volume 9, that episode happened. An episode of Owl House came out the same weekend, and it was not a fun weekend.
It
Because
wasn't.
the same stuff happened, and both RWBY and I was just suffering from both fandoms that weekend.
Yep, I'm just saying, everyone, if you know the moment in Mighty Ducks that I'm talking about, you will know the exact moment that I saw 2 seconds of that comes up later on in the show. And I'm going to assume it is a part of that situation.
So
I'm very much looking forward to figuring out what's
I'll let you know the second that the episode drops. I assume it's going to be in the last season.
probably.
And how do you feel about Portal Hootie? How do you feel about Hootie, the cute little house?
I didn't know I was getting a Banjo-Kazooie reference in this episode.
It is pretty great, isn't it?
I literally thought in my head, I'm like, okay, this looks like the Disney version of Banjo-Kazooie. And then they literally start shooting grenades out of the beak of this thing, which literally happens in Banjo-Tooie. So I'm like, okay. I unintentionally got my second favorite video game of all time reference somehow.
Don't worry, you won't see the last of Horrible Hootie. It's just the beginning.
Part of me hopes that they make it even more disgusting every time he ejects himself from the house. I don't know if they can, but
I don't know about that, but Hootie does get another disgusting and grotesque moment that I'm not going to spoil, but it's like it's just one of those jarring moments. But
I think I know what you're talking about.
you'll know once you see it.
okay.
But getting back to King, this was the episode, and I mean this sincerely, where King truly became one of my favorite characters. Just seeing his reality just crumble right in front of him once he learns the truth about everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you just really feel for him. Like,
Baby King.
Yeah, he had one of those everything I know is a lie moments.
Yeah. The voice acting was very good.
Yeah.
See, I loved him from day one, so like this episode made me love him even more because I see him as a baby.
It's you as a cartoon character. Of course you love him.
Listen, King is my spirit animal. Love him.
And I do kind of like how his horn almost becomes like that's like his memory bank.
Yeah.
Yes. Now he gets it glued back on at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Now, the true dedication, if I look back at that beginning intro with King having his horn busted off, and if they did the extra work to put the horn back on for the rest of the intros.
About that.
Does it fall off in the next episode?
You'll see.
This always from here going forward to season 2, never skip the intro.
Got it.
Pay very close attention to the intro going forward.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's kind of, but not quite, how the X-Men 97 intro would change like every episode. It's not that detailed, but
It's little details you'll notice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so far, how are you feeling about season 2?
I'm liking it so far. It's definitely more serious than the first season was by percentage on episodes so far.
Yeah.
But that's a bad thing. They got all of the world building down now, and they can just go off of it. So.
That's why right after like the season 1 finale, everything just goes off the rails.
It doesn't mean that doesn't mean you won't still get like lots of comedic moments. In fact, you're about to get a lot more in the next couple episodes. But yeah, this is where the story really ramps up and the stakes are raised.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I'm not quite sure how to tease the next episode, but no, I'll save that for next time. Until then, Isao, where can everyone find you online?
You can find me on Twitter or wherever it's called at Kivalo028.
And Brock?
You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube.
And you guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/K42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and that place at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You need to escape? So do we. And until next time,
Bye.
bye.